Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday morning. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July. I'm a little late this morning. I slept in a little bit. I'm going back to bed soon. Did not get much sleep. It's like most people. I was up late last night and wanted to get up and do this morning because otherwise you guys will, where are you? Are you okay? So I want to make sure I got this video up somewhat in the morning. Hope y'all had fun. Hope y'all stayed safe. Was talking to friends of ours yesterday, and there was a very interesting situation that one of them brought up that y'all need to be aware of. And we've talked about some of these things in the past, but this one hit close to home. Now, we know the crime rate is going up drastically. Even though Biden's saying it's going down, it's not the crime rate that's going down, it's the crime reporting rate that's going down. The crime rate is going up. And we've talked about many times about people being abducted in grocery store parking lots and everything, whether it's Walmart or the Kroger or whatever you're at, everybody's seen stories like this. But yesterday, this one hit close to home because this friend of mine was at the grocery store picking stuff up for a party and went home, right? Or started to go home and left the grocery store, and a motorcycle was behind her. She didn't think much about it, but okay. We're all attentive to our surroundings and knowing what's going on. So she's driving along. 10 miles later, this motorcycle's still behind her. She makes a turn into our town. Motorcycle's behind her. Okay. Maybe the person lives here. Fine. She makes the next turn into this side of the town, and the motorcycle's still behind her. Okay. That's possible. But by now she's realized that, this is a little strange, okay, all the way back. So she makes a turn in a weird place, and the motorcycle follows her. At this point, her radar is fully aware, and so she pulls off into a driveway and just sits there for about 10 minutes, where she couldn't be seen. And the motorcycle wasn't there anymore. So she turned around and started to go back home again. And as she comes out where she made that turn, the motorcycle was sitting there, backed into a parking spot, kind of hidden. No reason to be there whatsoever, no reason to park there. Backed in. Apparently waiting for her to come out again. And she eventually saw it and got around and then went and hid somewhere else, and all was good. It gets scary because you think about what could possibly happen and what should you do. Now, the last thing you want to do is go home because, all right, you go home and now the people know exactly where you live. Okay. Common sense says, or, I won't say common sense, but the common rule is go to a police station. Well, there is no police station around here. Okay, so that would have been turning all the way around and going all the way back where she just came from, actually going past where she just came from. So what do you do? And this is where you need to learn. She did everything right. You start making weird turns, circles, or going places that you wouldn't normally. I mean, left turn, right turn, left turn, right turn. If this thing keeps following you, then you know it's following. So at that point, the next step is to try to lose the vehicle by making these turns. If that doesn't work, then you get somewhere that possibly has a large group of people. Do not, under any circumstances, go to your house, okay? What you don't know, and this is becoming much more prevalent too, is if somebody put one of these AirTags on your car while you're in the grocery store. I mean, these things are the size of a quarter, okay? You're really not going to see them. I mean, how many of you, every time you go to the store, go and inspect your car and look all over, up in the wheel wells and everything to make sure? None of us, okay? So what they're trying to do potentially, and I'm not saying in this situation, but in a situation so you're aware, is, hey, this is a nice car, or hey, this is an elderly woman or an elderly man or somebody with a baby or something like that. And they already know who you are because they watched you get out of your car. That's why they targeted you. Chances are, if you drive a nice car, chances are you probably live in a nicer house, okay? Not often do you find the millionaire driving around in a 72 Pinto. So the one thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is being aware of your circumstances and how to get away. Make the turns. If you see that somebody's following you, then get yourself to preferably the police station if you can. If not, go back to the grocery store, go to the Walmart, go to a gas station, go somewhere where you see other people and call the cops. If somebody's following you, it's pretty difficult to get a license plate number, especially on a motorcycle, which don't have front plates, or in Tennessee, we don't have front plates here. So if somebody's behind me, I'm not going to get a plate number. But get the description as best you can. You know, was it a Kawasaki? Was it a Honda? Do you know, what kind of car, what kind of motorcycle, whatever. Get whatever description you can do and call the cops and tell them exactly what happened. Okay. Have them come out while you're there at the gas station and look over your car and make sure there's no AirTag on it or something. Because if you go home and there's one on there, they're just following you on the phone and go, no, okay, here's that lady I was chasing around and this is where she is now. So now I can go to the house and not only steal the car, but I can rob the house while I'm at it. We don't think about this stuff that often. We like to believe that, hey, we live in a peaceful society, everything's quiet and good. Okay. But crime can happen anywhere, and you have to be attentive, especially with all these illegals and what they're doing now. I guess the latest claim to fame for crime is pretending that they are Amazon drivers or UPS drivers and knocking on the door, and when somebody opens the door, they come barging in. You have to be on your toes with these people. Again, if you're followed, be careful. Do not go home. If you are at home and somebody knocks on the door, do not open the door unless you know who they are. And, if it's Amazon or UPS, oh, I need a signature for this package, then it gets iffy. But just, if you're expecting a package. If you're expecting it, sure, then hey, open the door. If you're not, I'm not expecting anything. Can you leave it at the door? See what happens. It's got to be on our toes, guys. That's all I'm saying here. You never know when it's going to happen, and yesterday it happened very close to home here. I'm going back to bed. Have a good one. Pinball out.